UX questions. Your user experience questions answered in 3 minutes or less.
Tanner from Seattle asks, what are user persona spectrums? I love that question. Thanks for asking, Tanner. This is UX question number 74, and I'm Ben Judy. What are user persona spectrums? This is a great follow-up to episode 73, in which I explained what user personas are. In that episode, I pointed out that traditional user personas aren't very inclusive. They present an archetype of a person's goals, abilities, needs, and so forth in a single moment in time, and that's a rather limited view of a human being. In reality, human motivations and abilities can change. Well, take me, for example. I have a certain set of permanent attributes or constraints that affect my ability to use a digital product. For example, I'm nearsighted and I have astigmatism, so I usually wear eyeglasses. Although, even there, permanent isn't quite the right way to describe this constraint because my eyesight is definitely getting worse as I get older. But I can also have temporary constraints. I might have surgery on my arm or wrist and have limited mobility and motor control for a few weeks, affecting my ability to type or use a mouse. I might get a severely sore throat and laryngitis, so I can't speak for a few days. I can also have situational constraints. When I'm driving my car, my ability to use apps on my phone isn't the same, and I don't want to be a distracted driver. When I pull out my laptop to get some work done in a noisy environment, say a restaurant or coffee shop where the barista is running the really loud espresso machine, in that situation, I can't hear. But these kinds of temporary and situational disabilities aren't typically captured in a user persona. So persona spectrums are an approach that can help us respect the individuality of each user and even how their individual characteristics and needs might change from moment to moment. A great resource to learn about and practice with persona spectrums is the Microsoft Inclusive Design Toolkit, link in the description. The toolkit says, quote, "We use the persona spectrum to understand related mismatches and motivations across a spectrum of permanent, temporary, and situational scenarios. It's a quick tool to help foster empathy and to show how a solution scales to a broader audience." End quote. In my experience, persona spectrums are not that widely adopted in the UX industry, so you can probably become the first UX practitioner where you work who incorporates this into your practice. Adopting and teaching this method is a great way to help a UX team become more mature and design more inclusively. Keep asking your questions about UX. Next time, I'll answer the question, how do I practice empathy in UX design? Hey, it's Ben Judy. Thanks for listening to another episode of UX Questions. If you'd like to hire me for a small consulting engagement, go to uxquestions.com/Ben, because that's my name, and you'll find all the details about what I can do for you and how to hire me. Now, I am a practicing UX professional with a full-time job that I love, but I'm also available on occasion for small consulting and mentoring engagements. I teach a variety of interactive workshops on different UX topics, the kinds of topics we talk about on this show. I do one-on-one and group mentoring, where you can receive customized personal advice and coaching for your UX career. I lead design critique sessions, in which I give you an expert review and tips to improve the user experience of your product or service. I do public speaking. I'd be delighted to come to your company or industry event and speak about user experience. Just go to uxquestions.com/Ben. Read the details, fill out the short form, and I look forward to our collaboration.